Maple TA End of Semester Summary Assignment Question number 35. Solve the system of equations if possible. 5x minus 5y equals 5 and 25x minus 25y equals 25. We have several different ways of going about this. The first one is solving for y and looking at the two in slope-intercept form. We could also do substitution, or we have the elimination method, and also with the first one in rewriting them in slope-intercept form, we could also graph. So I'm going to stick with our first one now and just rewrite these in slope-intercept form. So let's take our first one here and solve for y. To do that, we're going to subtract 5x from both sides. And that keeps our equal sign balanced. 5x minus 5x is 0, so we are left with negative 5y on the left, and then negative 5x plus 5 on the right. And we put the x first to keep it in slope-intercept form. Now to continue solving for y, the operation between the 5 and the y is multiply, so to get rid of that we need to divide by negative 5. And then we will be left with y on the left side. To do that, we need to divide every single term by that same thing to keep the equal sign balanced. So I have negative 5 divided by negative 5 is positive 1 times y is y. On the right side I have negative 5 divided by negative 5, which is positive 1, which times x is x. And positive 5 divided by negative 5 is negative 1. Okay, now let's go with our next one. Oh, Control C, Control V. Okay, again, we're going to solve for y, so subtracting 25x from both sides keeps that balanced and gets us one step closer to solving for y. So those cancel each other out, and I have negative 25y equals negative 25x plus 25. To continue solving for y, we're going to divide again by negative 25 this time, every single term. Divide by negative 25, divide by negative 25, and so on the left-hand side, negative 25 divided by negative 25 is 1. 1 times y is y. On the right side, negative 25 divided by negative 25 again is 1 times x is x, and negative 25 divided by positive 25 divided by negative 25 is a negative 1. And we can see that these are the exact same equation, so I know that they are dependent and they are one line, so they intersect at infinite number of points. I'm going to go ahead and just do the elimination method really quickly because we can see really fast by multiplying this top one by 5, we end up having this exact same formula or function as the bottom one. So we're going to come down here and multiply everything here using the distributive property. And I'm going to use a positive 5. I could do negative 5. Oh, I guess let's do negative 5 if we're going to really call this the elimination method. And I'm going to leave a space in between these so that I can take these two and add them together. Negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25y. And negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25. In adding these two together, the x's cancel, the y's cancel, so on the left-hand side I have 0. On the right-hand side, 25 and 25 also cancel. So I have 0 equals 0. This is true. That means that it is dependent. If it is false, if I were to work through this, whoops, I spelled that wrong. If this ended up with something like anything else, whatever it is, 10 equals 17, 3 equals 21, negative 1/2 equals 25, something like that. If you end up with this in the elimination method, then you'll know that it's inconsistent. which means that the lines are parallel and will never cross. There will never be a solution because 0 will never equal 9 or whatever you end up with. Ours is true and will always be true for infinity, which means we have infinite number of solutions. And so that's our answer.